the Pinfall Podcast. I'm your host, Liz. Mark got a haircut.
Look at that. Look at that. Not a shaggy dog anymore.
Don't let this fool you. Mark was complaining about this haircut yesterday.
Yeah, because my hairdresser fucked up. My normal hairdresser was on maternity leave, so the new person, I told them that I don't give a shit who cuts my hair now. She fucked up my hairline, my part. That's alright. Looks good now. Mike, long time no see. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. I'm your host, Liz. That's the co-host, Mark.
That's me.
Happy Smackdown Day.
Smackdown, where Sasha Banks has returned after, let's see, it's July, after 3 months.
Also, in the news section, we have a little bit of an announcement.
Oh, okay. Yes, Mike, it is in fact boss time.
It is. Happy boss time.
I'm
mad because it was Wrestle Talk made an article about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not going to read like who's going to be like debuting or not debuting, but coming back tonight because I was like, I don't want it. Right. I was like, I don't want this spoiled for me. Then I saw an article that was like Sasha Banks' reason for absence explained. And I was like, oh, okay. Not making any connections there. I scrolled because like normally Wrestle Talk does like some blathering in the first two paragraphs. And I was like, I'm just going to fucking scroll into this. Missed the paragraph that said this includes some spoilers about Sasha Banks returning. I was like, well, technically, if I already saw the somebody's returning tonight article headline, I'm seeing that. You kind of already spoiled it in the spoiler warning.
So Sasha Banks is back.
Sorry.
We are no longer getting Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, which I was hoping for. That would be a much more unpredictable match than Cena versus Roman.
Sure.
But for a second, during that contract signing, we almost had Corbin versus Roman, which I would have popped so hard for. I was so excited. I was like, yes, they're throwing a fucking curveball at us. This is amazing. But no. It's still Cena and Roman, which is fine. I'm sure it'll be a good match. But
yeah.
You know. Let's see, what else did we have during the show? We had Ray versus Jimmy. Bianca and Sasha betrayed Bianca. Reginald made an appearance on Smackdown defending the 24/7 title against fucking Chad Gable. For some reason. Then we had the whole contract signing. We had the 6-man tag, which was fun. And then Seth Rollins in the ring. Not a super eventful episode. I feel like this kind of just brings us back on track. Because it felt like we were derailed for a second, like the past few weeks. But now this has set us back on course for SummerSlam. Liz?
Yeah. I'm not excited for SummerSlam right now, and I want to be.
I mean, it just doesn't seem like right now there's gonna be any like it doesn't seem like anything's gonna be super surprising as far as the matches go. Like Roman's gonna beat Cena, Bobby's gonna beat Goldberg. I don't even know who else is fighting at SummerSlam at this point. Nikki's gonna beat Charlotte and Rhea. What else is fucking happening at SummerSlam? There's got to be a lot.
Sounds
more.
like there's a lot of matches, and like there's a lot of matches, but there's not like a lot of matches.
Well, let me.
That makes sense.
Check, because I mean we're still like 3 weeks out, so it might not be.
I guess it's fair. The way they're promoting it makes me feel like it's like tomorrow.
Yeah, but Michael Cole said that it is 3 weeks from tomorrow, which it's hard to believe that it's on a Saturday this year. So
apparently they're gonna do more Saturday pay-per-views. They're looking into doing more Saturday pay-per-views.
Oh, that sucks though. Sundays were great because it's like it doesn't hinder, because Saturday you would normally use for like spending time with friends and everything, friends and family. It wouldn't hinder any of that. Sunday is like the day where you stay home, you ready yourself for
ready for work the next day,
and you can watch a pay-per-view while you do that.
I guess maybe they're like hoping that there's gonna be like people throwing watch parties and shit like that, which you can't really do on a Sunday. I don't know. It's stupid. I'm not defending it.
Yeah, they probably saw fucking NXT doing these Saturday pay-per-views and were like, wait, they're doing really well. we gotta get in on that. I sometimes see NXT as less developmental for talent and more developmental for main rosters practices. You know?
Yeah. Like a testing ground.
Yeah. Rather than testing new talent, they test new methods.
I understand that. I get it. Okay. So, do you want to get into the news?
Sure, I guess.
Okay. Gonna just close out of the Yankees game before my laptop explodes.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to do it here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the little fucking sign. Oh. As often is this podcast, sometimes we go back on things we say. So, bad news first. Sort of, I guess. Depends. Mark and I are unfortunately very busy people, and we are going to be not here on Monday.
Yep.
But in spite of that, we did the one thing, or we're going to do the one thing that we said we would never do. Which is we are going to do a post-show for AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. So...
Catch me spending a lot of time making a new background for just one episode of a Dynamite post show.
Color am I gonna use for? I'm gonna have to like maybe get like a purple thing for these.
Can we just make this permanent? We just stop doing Raw post shows and just do Dynamite.
If the AEW Dynamite post show does well, we can do that.
Yeah. On the YouTube, it'll just be a single AEW show.
If people like it enough, we'll keep doing it. If you like it more than Raw, we'll keep doing it. But it's just funny to me because, like, thinking about it, I'm like, oh man, I wish we could also do like maybe an Impact post show or something like that. Then it's like, but then we're just doing post shows every fucking day, and we stop having lives.
We can't do
that. Yeah. So that is my big announcement for you all. It's not that big of an announcement, but it is a big announcement.
If you all gave us enough donations and subscriptions, we would consider quitting our jobs and doing this full time to bring you the most content that we can. We would become wrestling journalists with enough donations and subscriptions. Why are you saying no? You're saying no to free money.
It needs to be a lot of fucking free money for Elizabeth to quit her job. It's not out of the question.
If it's not out of the question, why did you say no?
It's a healthy dose of cynicism for you on this fine Friday.
All right, we never actually got into the news. What's besides our absence on Monday?
That was the first piece of news.
Besides our absence on Monday.
And our presence on Wednesday. Anyways. Alright, so let's do some non-WWE news, which we'll start with Braun Strowman has officially been booked for non-WWE. He is going to go to Qatar, and he will be on the QPW Super Slam 3 show. The show is going to take place next year, February 26th, and apparently he's going to sign the contract this coming September. Which is like a long way out to plan this kind of thing, but for him, feels weird to say that that's not WWE news. Also, I guess not WWE news. Apparently, Jeff Jarrett was released, which I didn't know he wasn't.
I mean, was he released or did he leave?
Released in April.
He'd started up a podcast. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he started up a podcast a while ago that was like separate from WWE.
Yeah, he was released quietly in April. That's just something interesting I fucking found. Then for our final piece of non-WWE news, Ryu Mizunami was hospitalized after being diagnosed with COVID.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Apparently, he had a fever and started to develop pneumonia. So.
Ooh.
Hopefully, yeah, not great. Hopefully she's fine. Because that would fucking suck.
I know.
And hopefully she'll be back to wrestling soon.
Yeah, I know Japan's struggling with struggling with COVID. I don't know what their vaccine situation's like, but hopefully.
I'm wondering if that's what the fuck was it? I'm gonna have to go back in the news for this. Who had pneumonia just recently? Here somewhere.
No idea.
Kota Ibushi. He had aspiration pneumonia, and I'm wondering if maybe go hand in hand. No. But best of wishes to her, because I would like to see her back soon.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID, WWE has issued a mask mandate for Las Vegas ahead of SummerSlam.
Looks like we're not seeing Sasha Banks at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, Sasha's back, that's exciting and all, but, like, I get she's a better wrestler than Karrion, so, like, not to compare her on that level. But I think there still should be the same amount of criticism for her that there is for Karrion.
Yeah.
Because she's just as cuckoo.
Although, I think with Karrion, you add on a little bit QAnon in there. I think Sasha's just anti-vax and anti-mask.
If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it might be QAnon.
I think the better comparison is Sasha Banks and Nia Jax.
Nia Jax saying, what was it that she said?
She said, my immune system is something like my immune system is too good for COVID and God will keep me healthy.
Anyways. Also, Natalya is apparently only going to be out for a couple of weeks. It looked like it would be worse at first, but it is apparently not a big deal. I think she underwent surgery today.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. I'm guessing it wasn't, like, super invasive, though. So she apparently injured herself after her ankle got caught under Dewdrop, like when she rolled through. And she got an MRI and is only expected to miss a few weeks of action, which means that they probably won't have to relinquish their titles. Not that there's anyone to relinquish them to, anyways.
Eva Marie and Dewdrop, obviously.
How are we gonna relinquish to them if we don't know if they're number one contenders if they don't face Natty and Tamina Mark?
Well, they did, and they injured Natty. Therefore, they're the stronger team.
That's fair. That's a good way to look at it.
But yeah, we can't afford to lose Natty, so hopefully she recovers and we see more of her very soon.
In our final piece of news, the WWE released their Q2 financial results. Ready for this? So, company revenue was $265.6 million for the second quarter. There was an increase in media segment revenue, which caused a 19% increase in revenue. $32.2 million, apparently.
Good thing they released all those wrestlers.
It's just their operating income apparently went down 17%.
Did you hear what Vince said about AEW?
I know that he said that he doesn't view them as competition, which I think is...
He said they're not competition, and he joked saying that we could lend a few other guys to them. AKA, these wrestlers are just pawns that we could just release willy-nilly. And a lot of people took offense to that, including Maria Kanellis,
I wonder
why. Brian Alvarez, and a bunch more.
I really don't understand why they would take offense to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also speaking of AEW, one piece of news that we didn't talk about is Cash Wheeler's fine, apparently.
Sliced his arm real good.
According to Dex, he lost a fuck ton of blood.
I bet.
Lost a lot of blood.
Apparently what happened, he was put over the top turnbuckle, for those who didn't watch Dynamite this week. And he got the skin of his arm, like the underside skin, caught in the turnbuckle bar. And it cut him open real bad. It was, that was worse than the entire fucking Nick Gage match at the end.
Yeah, I mean, and also to injure this part of your arm, ideally not the best situation.
Yeah. Like, if you compare that to every spot in the Nick Gage match, I would rather go through the entire Nick Gage match than have what happened to Cash Wheeler happen to me.
Yeah, give me a fucking pizza cutter any day. According to fans, also apparently, it's a video. I don't know if I want to watch the video, but according to fans, like it started bleeding immediately and like profusely. Yeah, which is, I know that Milam said this was the third time that this has happened.
Really?
Well, in terms of the posts injuring people.
Yeah, they really gotta do something about those.
Fucking ridiculous. I mean, Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels.
You're thinking of Brian
Danielson. Christopher Daniels fucking cut himself open too. It's like, oh God.
You're watching the video? Don't watch the video. All right, so moving on, going to matches and promos now, out of the news. Liz, would you put up the sign, por favor? So, this was a semi-eventful episode. It was fun. I had a fun time with this episode. There were no bad matches, in my opinion. So we started off with John Cena in the ring. It seems like for this entire summer of Cena, we'll be seeing him starting off the show. So he said, after they played the video of the recap, he said, "Interesting video. If you can find someone who makes missionary interesting, then keep them for the rest of your life." In response to Roman.
Doesn't just say something?
Yeah.
don't care for the attacks on how you like to have sex, Mr. Roman or John. I don't know. Just
That-
it's like one of those things where I'm like,
no. Don't attack. John Cena's not attacking anyone. He's defending people who
you're
who
right.
like vanilla.
People can have sex however they want, Roman Reigns. Damn it.
He just has a problem with boring people. John Cena then said, "Tonight Roman will sign a contract to face Finn at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns is a scared little kid. He accepts Finn's challenge and he rejects mine. Now, trust me, I don't have a problem with rejection. It was his reasons. He rejected me because I hadn't changed my music, I didn't change my look, and I didn't change who I was inside. That is so stupid. That is like asking Stone Cold Steve Austin to come back to WWE as Sasquatch Steve Houston. Or if The Rock came back as Dwayne Too Small Johnson. It's ridiculous. That's not who those guys are. They stand proud in this ring every day. They don't beg for you to acknowledge them. They simply do their best each time to earn your respect. Roman expected me to change because that's what he has to do. Roman has to change every 2 years because you people stop caring about him. Ooh. You don't believe in him because he doesn't believe in himself. Roman is nothing more than a lazy stooge named Joe, who coasts by on every gimmick in the system. Roman, I would have embarrassed your ass at SummerSlam. You're afraid to fight me because of how I'll make you look." Corbin then comes out. He says, John, can we hold on? I gotta talk. Cena says, "You're chanting you suck, but I don't know who you are." Oh, is that Baron Corbin? Dude, you look horrible. I know. I wasn't gonna say that. Dude, you look horrible. It's obvious things aren't going good for me. I know we've never been close, but I'm desperate. My life is falling apart. I lost my crown, my cars, my house. Somebody stole my identity and my credit is trashed. Last week I sustained an injury to a very sensitive part of my body. Well, John, now I'm unable to perform. She took the kids. If somebody can help me, it's you." Cena says, "Should we help the man?" The crowd they're unsure. But Cena hands him a looks like $100 bill. And Corbin says, "That's it? You're a Hollywood superstar. I'll work for it. Put me in Suicide Squad." Cena says, "We're already done filming it. It's out Friday. Go see it." Wow. Corbin says, "There's gotta be a sequel. I'll be your stunt double." Cena says, "That's a bit of a reach." Corbin says, "You're not gonna help me? You really are a selfish tightwad. What an ego, with an ego the size of California. You Hollywood sellout." Cena says, "Now this is a teachable moment. Yes, I will give you something. An attitude adjustment." He gives an AA to Corbin and then walks out. I don't know where they're taking this whole Corbin thing, but it's pretty fun. Like I thought they were gonna.
I'm confused by it.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna take it to like a tag team with Kevin Owens, but we didn't see KO at all today. It seems like they're setting up a feud between him and Finn. Might be possible, but like, Sammy was attacked by Finn, so are they just setting up like after that, like Corbin and Sammy versus Finn and KO? Is that where they're taking this? I don't know. But then we get the Mysterios backstage. Dominic says, "I'll keep my eye on Jey Uso." Ray says, keep your other eye on me. I love you, but you make rookie mistakes. You gotta step your game up. Watch me out there. See how it's done." And then we get Jimmy Uso versus Rey Mysterio. Raymond Mysterio. Raymond Mysterious.
He's really doing something.
I just wish we were getting like Dom betraying his father. I wish we'd gotten that already.
I think you just gotta give it time. Fortunately.
Yeah, they're probably using this time to like improve Dom in his promos and stuff.
Yeah. Right. Oh. The shoulder tackle to Rey. Flying head scissors to Jimmy. We get a bulldog to Rey. Anyways. They compare... I think they compared Jimmy to Javier Baez from the Mets, and then they compared Rey to the Yankees, and I was like, sweet though, because Cole was talking about the Mets and Pat was talking about the Yankees, and I was like,
no, I thought
it's us.
I thought he was comparing Rey to Baez, and that's why he was bringing down Jimmy like the Yankees with the bulldog.
No, Ray said Pat said, Ray's looking like the Yankees out there. And I was like, it was as he did the bulldog, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, maybe
implies that he's
last year
doing well. No, last year we also sucked. Thank you.
So 5 years ago.
9. Let's say 9. How's that?
Oh.
I feel safe.
Oh, that's bad. All right.
Okay. So Ray loads Jimmy out of the ring, then Penguin slides out onto him, but no one's home. He gets hit by a super kick from Jimmy. Once we get back in the ring, there's a boot to the jaw of Jimmy. Ray avoids getting shoved off the apron multiple times, but still gets enseguried on the apron, sending him down onto the apron, but in a horizontal position. Ray still manages to hit the senton off the top rope onto Jimmy, and then hits a crossbody lateral press right afterwards. Ray goes for the 619, still can't fucking get it. But instead, he goes over the top rope, the corkscrew crossbody onto Jimmy and Jay. Nearly 619's Jay, but it's not quite the same because Jay's facing him. Then he tries to 619 Jimmy, but Jimmy grabs his legs. Ray manages to roll him up, and Dom comes through with the assist to help Ray win in the same fashion that Jay helped Jimmy win.
Yeah. It was a fun finish. It was kind of like a callback. It was fun. Then we had Bianca Belair in the ring with Kayla Braxton. Kayla says, Bianca Belair, you defended your title last week. You surpassed 100 days as champion. Your reign now stands at 110 days. But how do you see the next 100 days? Bianca says, these months have been amazing. Winning in SB, defending at Rolling Loud, winning at WrestleMania, and being back in front of the fans. It keeps getting better and better. I'm so grateful for every Carmella comes out. She says, congratulations on 100 days. If you want to cement your legacy, you should give another defense to someone who held that for 130 days. You know I deserve it. You don't. The lighting was so bright at Rolling Loud, it distracted me. Zelina Vega comes
Rolling
out.
Loud?
Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud?
Zelina Vega comes out and says, Carmella, slow your roll. We all know you're too pretty to be a third-time loser, says a woman who hasn't gotten a win since she returned. And Bianca, I think the WWE Universe wants to see you challenge a rising star like me. Not a single win since you returned. I am the moment, and no one is more deserving than me, says someone who hasn't gotten a single win since she returned. 4 losses. So accept my challenge. And Bianca says, oh, you're on, Zelina. Carmella and Zelina both attack Bianca. That's kind of surprising. But then Sasha Banks comes out and returns to a huge pop. She helps Bianca, and gives her a big ol' hug, which felt fishy from the get-go. And then we get an interview with Reginald before he defends his 24/7 title. He said, I'm on Smackdown as 24/7 champion. I'm happy. I don't know who my opponent is. As 24/7 champion, I have to be ready for any opponent. I even have a rearview mirror on my shopping cart. Trouble comes my way from every direction. Whoever decides to challenge me should expect the unexpected. And then we get Reginald versus Chad Gable. Everyone thought it would be Reginald versus Otis first. I'm sure when Otis says it's the other guy, Reginald just had like a sigh of relief. Thank fuck.
Yeah. The way he delivered that line was cold.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love how Otis has been since he joined Alpha Academy. This is what he should have been when he had the Money in the Bank briefcase.
So Otis body checks Reggie. Yeah. Forgot the word. Then Chad sends some forearms to Reggie, hits a Northern Lights suplex. Reggie does some flippy shit. He gets thrown into the electric chair position and then slammed down into an Alabama slam. Another Northern Lights suplex. Both men go up top. Chad goes to goes to German suplex Reggie, but Reggie lands on his feet, kind of rolls through. He sends Chad into the turnbuckle and then like sentons down onto him, and then Otis interferes and DQs the match.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because why would Otis interfere, causing Chad to lose the opportunity at the title? Like, unless we get a scolding promo next week where like Chad's just like mad at him for doing that, it doesn't make any sense. Also, Miriam said some poor PA walked into frame during Reginald's interview, and I genuinely thought for a second this was some new guy who was challenging him. I saw somebody walk through the curtain. I was like, oh, Truth is going to just steal it from him right now, isn't he? But no, I'm glad that didn't happen. So after that, we had Sonya and Adam Pearce backstage. Sonya said, tonight's main event will be Carmella and Zelina versus Bianca and Sasha. It is made official. And then we get Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville in the ring for the contract signing. Adam Pearce says, since Roman rejected Cena and accepted Finn, we have been waiting for this. We know how this goes. We are here tonight for this contract to be signed and delivered. Finn Balor comes out. Roman Reigns comes out. Pearce says, if you please take one more look, then feel free to sign on the proverbial dotted line, even though it should be a real dotted line. And then Roman speaks up and he says, we already saw Mr. Missionary tonight. Finn, did you know what he said? John said, by accepting your challenge, I'm ducking him. He thinks you're lesser than him. That's what he said. That's a jerk thing to say. I don't think this. I think you're worthy. The challenge for the Universal title to catch this beat down at SummerSlam. For the record, I don't think you're anything like John. You're hungry. Want it. I have to say this. If you sign this contract, I'm going to smash you and send you right back to NXT. And then Pat McAfee said, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Roman then signs the contract. And Finn said, you think pretty highly of yourself, and perhaps justifiably so. But it'll be my privilege to return to NXT once again, Universal Champion. And that got me so excited. I was like, yes, give us this match. Give me the idea of Finn going back to NXT with the Universal title in his hand. Oh, that would be so nice. That would have been so nice. But also, Roman and Finn's little dynamic here, that was really interesting. Could see a little Roman-Finn team up. Might be a little fun.
Yeah.
But then Corbin comes out and attacks Finn. He grabs the contract and looks like he's about to sign it. But then John Cena comes out and attacks Corbin. He grabs the contract and he signs it. But then we get, after that, he signs it, and we go back to the next segment. We get Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville backstage. Paul Heyman walks in, and he says, "Now that was great television. I bet you just moved up in the board of directors. What are you going to do about SummerSlam? It's Finn Balor's name on the contract, and it's John's. It's not legal and binding." Pearce says, "I see Roman's signature, and I see Cena's signature. And I'll say that's good enough to me. That's not how fucking contracts work. It's not. Okay, it was a shit decision. It's not how contracts work." They could have easily ripped up the contract, printed a new one, gotten Finn to sign it backstage. It's or if they wanted so badly, they could print out a new one with John Cena's name on it. But Roman wouldn't have signed it.
Silly.
And then Sonya said, "Roman will defend against Cena at SummerSlam." This is so I mean, the whole story is fine. The whole story is great. But just this contract thing was so so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not how it works.
You know, it was good old-fashioned wrestling, though, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, wrestling is fucking ridiculous in and of itself.
Wrestling's a very serious sport. Did you not see Kenny Omega and the Elite come out to the Space Jam?
Oh god, that was so good. I forget who it was that said it, but some wrestler said on Twitter, like, about how people are, like, how the GCW fans were so embarrassing to wrestling fans. But then he said, wrestling fans in and of themselves are embarrassing because wrestling is a goddamn embarrassing sport. And the whole thing is ridiculous. Like, it's a ridiculous goddamn sport. But it's great in that. Miriam also said, last time a contract controversy happened, we got Kevin taking Adam Pearce's place against Roman. We can't really trust Pearce with contracts anymore, can we? I thought that's why we got Sonya.
Yeah, honestly.
But it seems she's just another Adam Pearce. Alright, so then we get Big E and Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Apollo Crews, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. Please separate Big E and Apollo. For the love of God. How long has this been going on?
Since 2020, according to Sean Ross Sapp.
Really? TLC? They have a match at TLC? No, they couldn't. I'll start the match and I'll check Wikipedia.
Yeah. Also, I had trouble following this match, so I'll be honest with everybody right there. We get a knee to Big E from Apollo there, who we start with. Ziggler gets tagged in. It's Big E ringside with a zigzag. Post-commercial break, it's still Zig and Big E. Cesaro gets in pretty quickly. We get an uppercut to Ziggler and a boot to Cruz. A boot.
So while you think about this, I just looked it up. A little relationship between Big E and Apollo started on the Christmas episode of Smackdown. But the actual feud started January 8th when Big E had his open challenge.
That makes such a difference to me.
Yeah.
8 days.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, that fucking 7 months ago, over 7 months ago, almost 8 months ago, this feud started. And Big E has not looked at anyone else besides Apollo Crews. Would have been Alistair.
He has the literal Money in the Bank contract.
It would have been Alistair.
Yep.
But now we get Malachi facing Cody Rhodes, and you know what? That's
that's what we deserve.
That's great.
As fans, that's what we actually earned. Mm-hmm. So there's an uppercut to Ziggler, a boot to Cruz takes him off the apron, and then a clothesline to Ziggler. So Cesaro then swings Ziggler for a little bit, brings him right into the sharpshooter. Ziggler, however, gets help from Robert Roode to grab the rope. Shinsuke gets in, takes Ziggler down, goes for the Kinshasa, but Ziggler hits him with a sling blade. Apollo gets in. And then this is where it broke down for me. Roode came through. This is the spine buster. Big E did something to Roode. Power slammed him or suplexed him.
Do the big ending
like that. Possibly. It was one of those we all have finishers kind of things. After Big E does that to Roode, Ziggler gets in, hits Big E with the Famouser. Shinsuke takes Ziggler out with what I can only imagine was a Kinshasa. And then Apollo gets his ass back up and hits Shinsuke with a suplex. Apollo goes up top. Boogs does this thing that's kind of starting to annoy me. Where he plays the guitar the moment somebody's trying to like go and like do a move.
Yeah.
Like the first time it was funny, the second time it was kind of funny, and the 14th time I'm like,
it's pretty lame now.
Why is that scaring people?
Yeah.
It's not even like he's like playing like a high pitched note or something like that. It's just kind of like a guitar riff.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't really jarring by any means. It's kind of melodic.
It's just
almost
distracting. I mean, that's what he's trying to do, just distract. But still, it's like same thing every match. We need a Rick Boogs and a Shark Cage match.
And no guitar. No, Rick Boogs' guitar in a Shark Cage match.
Oh, yeah.
So Aziz, however, takes issue with this, throws Boogs into the announce desk. Cesaro then uppercuts Aziz. I missed a ton of shit. Shinsuke gets a Kinshasa off to win. It's the same match you've seen over and over anyways. I'm not covering anything new here.
Yeah. Yep. And then right after that, we get Edge in the ring. But then we go to commercial. When we come back, Seth's in a ring. And then they show that during the commercial, Seth attacked Edge. This was great. I love this whole during the commercial attack thing. Because it was a nice little swerve. So Seth says, "Shut up and listen to me. All Edge has done is take and take and take from me. I'm sick of it. You don't believe me? What goes around comes around. That's why they call it a revolution. I am a revolutionary, and I am proud of that. That was the hard thing to do. That was the right thing to do. I am the rightful heir to the Universal title. If I can't be Universal Champion, neither can Edge." And he walks out. Then, to wrap up the episode, we had Carmella and Zelina Vega versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Yes, we did. We really didn't have, like, the matches were pretty short today.
Yeah, I mean, they were short. Didn't dislike them.
I'm fine with, in respect to what Raw was.
Mm-hmm. Like, this
was overwhelming.
This show flew by.
Yeah. So, Bianca gets Sasha in pretty quickly. I think she was in for like 5 seconds before she tagged Sasha in. They whip Carmella into the ropes. Carmella drops Sasha on her ass, tosses her into the turnbuckle before sending elbows back into her. Zelina gets in. They go for a team vertical suplex on Sasha, but Bianca comes in, helps out. She and Sasha get the double dropkick to Carmella and Zelina. Then Sasha baseball slides into both women. And Bianca then lifts Sasha in a lateral press and tosses her onto Carmella and Zelina. And we go to commercial break. We come back. Bianca and Zelina are in ring together. Zelina has the octopus lock on Bianca, but Bianca gets free, gets wrenched back by Zelina. Carmella gets in, goes off on Bianca. Bianca clotheslines the shit out of her. Zelina gets in, goes back to the octopus. We get backbreaker to Zelina. Sasha finally gets in. She takes Carmella off the apron. She meteoras onto Zelina, takes Carmella off the apron, then hits 2 drop kicks onto Zelina, and then the 3 amigos. One suplex after the other. Sasha then up top hits the frog splash. Carmella breaks the cover, and then gets in, kicks Sasha in the face, hits her with a face buster. Bianca breaks the cover there. Sasha gets the backstabber and a roll through right into the bank statement to Carmella, which makes her tap. At this point, it is 9:54, and I said something's gonna have to happen because I don't believe for a fucking second that Sasha Banks is suddenly a face. I don't believe that. Just not possible. Sasha Banks is not a face because she fucking hits Bianca with a backstabber and then gets right into the ground and pound, as Jimmy would like me to say. Shocker.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Got free.
Did you cover the betrayal part?
God, man.
Sorry, I was reading something that Booker T said. Booker T talked about Nick Gage.
In what world is Booker T's opinions more important than what I'm saying? Did you say that he loves Gage?
He said Nick Gage, he said he's the real deal. And I actually kind of agree with what he said. It has to do with social media and everything, and how Nick Gage, he never smiles in his pictures. He always has the same ready to go face. He's always ready for a match, ready to walk in and take on a death match. Which I guess is kind of that sticking to kayfabe in social media aspect.
I'm sorry. Murder, Death, Kill Gang sounds like something that a couple of 5th graders would make up. They're like, what sounds the most badass? Murder, Death, Kill. Got it. If you like Nick Gage, sorry.
I mean, I appreciate Nick Gage, and I'm happy for what
I can respect him for what he does.
Yeah,
It's not my speed.
I'm happy for him being on the huge AEW stage, bringing a death match to mainstream TV. And you know what? He's made a living off of self-harm, so good for him.
So many things I could say there, and I'm not going to. The one thing I can give to him is that he didn't need Aubrey's help blading.
Okay, listen, Jericho's old. He hasn't done a match like that in a long time.
Jericho's old, doesn't know how to operate a fucking razor blade anymore.
Aww.
Poor Aubrey. Imagine the fucking situation you find yourself in where it's just Chris Jericho can you please cut my skin open real quick?
All right.
Or Aubrey would be like,
all right, so
I was just getting booed by Ty Conti and fucking Chris Statlander. Now I'm doing this?
Hey, she was proud of it. She was happy.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying is that of helping Chris Jericho.
Well, no, she was happy about being in the death match, and she was like, all this blood on me is from other people, but this cut I have at the end of my finger, that is badass. I was in a death match.
I love Aubrey.
She's great. All right, so
I only have respect for female referees. Sorry.
Best of the night.
Daryl Sharma.
Best of the night.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so
just listen to my favorite refs.
Before we get to the best of the night, let me run through the top 10 wrestlers of professional wrestling right now. A lot's changed since last week, but there's one big thing that hasn't. And if you have a question for our question segment, leave it in the comment or leave it in the chat, and we'll get to it after the best of the night. All right, so number 10, and this is across all wrestling promotions. Number 10, Deonna Purrazzo from Impact. Number 9, the TNT champion on AEW, Miro, God's favorite champion. Number 8, the SmackDown Women's Champion, making it onto the top 10 list for the first time, Bianca Belair. Number 7, one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Nick Jackson from the Young Bucks. Number 6, one half of the Impact Tag Team Champions, Doc Gallows from the Good Brothers. Number 5, the other half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Matt Jackson, also from the Young Bucks. Number 4, the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, the head of the table. Number 3, after being on the lower side of the list for like this whole time, the WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. Bobby's been putting in the fucking work lately. Number 2, from AEW, he's not a champion, Darby Allin. It's Sting's best friend. Number 1, he is AAA champion. He is the Impact World Champion. He is the TNA World Champion. And he is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. He is Kenny, by God Omega. And you know what? He's going to have another title defense to add to that at All Out. And after Homecoming.
This is a disclaimer because I feel like we always have to say this. This is numbers.
This is stats. It's not our personal picks.
If there's ever anybody on there that you're like, oh, I know I have those moments. It's stats. I feel like every once in a while we have to like reiterate that because like, especially on Twitter, I've seen you post it sometimes and somebody being like, oh, that's a joke. It's like, well, no, it's numbers.
Mm-hmm. Based purely on wins and losses.
Yeah. It's like life.
Wins, losses, and some matches being weighted more than others. Alright. So. Bests of the night. Let's get into it. Promo of the night. There's little to talk about here, but everything kind of had its highlights. I don't know if... Do you need me to run through it at all, or do you kind of have a pick in mind?
I don't really remember there being that many, like, standout promos, so I'm pretty sure whatever you pick will probably be the only thing on my mind.
Okay. I'm going to go with the contract signing because I was, like, on the edge of my seat, wanting Finn to be in the match, first of all, but then really wanting Corbin in the match. I got so excited. Yeah, that promo had me the most hyped I was all night.
I'll agree with you. I thought that it was fun.
Okay. Alright, so Wrestler of the Night now. First up was Rey Mysterio versus Jimmy Uso. I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio for this match. He was a lot of fun to watch. And he was kind of putting his all into this match. Definitely the better of the two. And yeah, he was just really fun to watch. Then we had Reginald versus Chad Gable. I'll go with Reginald, I guess. I don't know. Reginald's he's very good with the acrobatics. But you give him anything else to do, and I don't buy it.
I just want him to wrestle. I know he can.
Yeah.
I know he can.
Mm-hmm. Then we had the 6-man tag match between Big E, Cesaro, Shinsuke versus Apollo, Dolph, and Rude. I'm going to go with Shinsuke. Because what I remember of the match, he had the most standout performance, in my opinion. And then finally we had Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair versus Carmella and Zelina Vega. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks because I forgot what her moveset is like after her being gone for 3 months. And it was really refreshing seeing her wrestle like this. It was great. It was a lot of fun. But now picking the best wrestler of the night will be tough because nobody really stood out above everyone else. But I can assure it's not Reginald. It's not Shinsuke. You know what? It's Sasha Banks. I'll make it Sasha Banks. For me. Do you agree?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Alright, so Sasha Banks is...
My hair was like really this tall.
Yeah.
Did next door just die?
Maybe. What's it to you?
Sometimes I wonder if they're just like throwing shit against the wall just to like see if we'll ever like get worried and call the police.
Alright, so match of the night now.
Yeehaw, cowpoke.
So there wasn't really a bad match at all today. In my opinion, they were all pretty fun. So we're gonna go from worst, or my worst, to the best matches. Starting off with a 5 out of 10. Reginald versus Chad Gable for the 24/7 title. Would have been so much better. Like it was a lot of fun until Otis just DQ'd it, and then it ruined what would have been a perfectly fun match. But it was still decent. It was fun along the way, and then the end happened. Then next up with a 5 out of 10, the 6-man tag match between Big E, Cesaro, Shinsuke versus Apollo, Dolph, and Rude. This was a decent match. It was decent enough. There's nothing really stand out. Like I if you tell me to recall something from the match, I probably couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
It was fun in the moment. Not really memorable. So then we had, with a 6 out of 10, Carmella and Zelina Vega versus Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. This match was fun. It was pretty fun. Especially since at first it didn't feel like it should be a main event match. But all the ladies put in their work, and it was enjoyable. And then, finally, the match of the night, in my opinion, 7 out of 10, Rey Mysterio versus Jimmy Uso. I thought this was fun. It ended with a great callback that pushes forward the storyline, and was just a solid wrestling match through and through. Both wrestlers are consistently really fun to watch, both Jimmy and Rey. And I just had the most fun with this match out of all the others. Rey's gear was also fantastic today. Like that rainbow sheen, that was great. Now, I could tell by the look on your face, you didn't look like you agreed at all. Are you gonna say the 6-man tag match? So you're gonna say the women's tag match? Why?
It's just more interesting to me. I think Sasha back was more interesting. Zelina actually do something instead of just kind of getting completely squashed.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. Then it had a fun ending. The ending to Dom, or to Rey and Jimmy, was kind of confusing because it's like, well, you guys are faces and Dom just cheated.
But it's getting back at the heels. And also we've been wanting more heelish faces. You know, more interesting faces.
I didn't like it that much.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stick to my guns. So we'll turn to the chat to be our tiebreaker between Rey Mysterio and Jimmy Uso, and the 6-man tag, the women's tag match. What do you guys think was the match of the night? You guys will be our tiebreaker. While you guys are breaking that tie, we will turn to the questions. We'll answer some questions for you guys. Liz, do you want to answer some questions?
I'd like to answer a question.
You want to start with YouTube or Twitch?
Whichever you think is best.
Let's start with YouTube because we have a couple more on YouTube than Twitch. We'll kind of alternate. So, from the last Smackdown episode, Milam asked, what do you think is the best looking championship title in all of pro wrestling, and what would your ideal title look like? So let's start with the best looking title in pro wrestling.
I'm torn.
If it's present wrestling, like titles are active right now, it's either the AEW title or the Ring of Honor title. Have you seen the Ring of Honor title? Pretty nice. I think out of those two, I'd go with AEW.
I would say either AEW or NXT UK.
NXT UK is a really
NXT
nice.
UK title's sexy.
It is. I'd still go with AEW because it is very reminiscent of the old heavyweight title. But if we're going all time, it would be the world heavyweight title. That one is a fucking classic, and it is the best looking title in all of wrestling history, in my opinion. So what would your ideal title look like? Gold plated, silver, what color strap?
Probably gold.
Yeah, gold definitely.
It'd have to be gold, it'd have to be intricate.
Black strap for sure.
No, see, I don't agree with the black strap. I also really do like the titles that had copper kind of color to them.
Copper?
I thought those were really pretty.
What? Which ones?
I don't think I'm thinking of this wrong, but let me make sure.
The IWGP title's kind of copper. Also the old unified WWE tag team titles.
That's what I'm talking about.
I feel like
I really like that.
I feel like it has to be gold though, because it's like you're the best, like you're first place, so you get gold.
To be fair, the WWE tag title is actually a mixture of yellow gold and white gold, giving it kind of a coppery look.
Okay.
I like
the new Intercontinental title is really nice. I like that a lot.
I like that one.
But my ideal title would be obviously really big, like the AEW title. Gold, black strap. White strap does look really nice, but I don't think it sells the champion as much as black does. Personalized side plates, of course.
Yeah, I would probably have like white and yellow gold mixture. Black strap. Very intricate. Like I like when the metal has like intricate like line work or something, like the Ring of Honor title or like the AEW title. Maybe with like a little like peppering of like some sort of color in it.
Okay.
Like when the titles are like all gold, but they have like a little bit of color in them somewhere.
Like the NXT UK title has like a little red.
Yeah. Except I wouldn't do red. I'd probably do like a teal, like they had for Still have it. Intercontinental. Well, that's not how you spell that.
There's also the Daniel Bryan's WWE title.
Yeah, like the Intercontinental title used to have it, or still has. I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't.
Baby stock.
I
like that, like kind of like bluish color, the robin's egg blue.
All right, so let's go to Twitch for another question. Miriam asks, is there a current storyline in WWE that you guys think would work better in a different promotion? Ooh, that's a tough question. A good one. Mansoor and Mustafa.
Do that one more time.
Is there a current storyline in WWE that you guys think would work better in a different promotion? I think Mansoor and Mustafa, because if they were in a different promotion, they would get a big spotlight at the end. Like Mansoor would get a title shot, or both of them would get a tag title shot and get the title.
Hey, see, I think you're selling it short still.
I think it's a really good storyline, but I don't think it's gonna result in anything big.
I don't know. I think that another promotion, the Alexa Bliss storyline would work so much better. Like, imagine like somebody like fucking Rosemary doing that shit. That'd be ooky as fuck.
Okay.
I would probably be down with it because Rosemary would probably do it in a way that I'd be like not repulsed.
It's also the Big E Apollo Crews storyline because another promotion would have ended it already.
I think Alexa Bliss. I think also what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something, I promise. I'm just staring here blank-minded.
I think the Tian Sha storyline would work a lot better on Impact.
Yeah.
It kind of just faded out of existence.
I think Impact has like a very way edgier
than
WWE allows themselves to be.
Yeah. Another like thing to think about is what storyline would work better if it had like bloodier circumstances, like bloodier matches. Something on a promotion that's not PG.
If that's what you're thinking,
Drew and Jinder.
Drew and Jinder or Drew and Sheamus.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. Also, Sammy and Kevin.
Ooh, okay.
Which did fine for the promotion it was in, but if they could have gone harder, that would have been really cool.
I want to think of just one more. I
think the Imperium storyline that's been like hindered at every fucking turn would probably do better in another promotion because it might have, storyline.
Yeah.
At this point.
Trying to think. I don't know. I'm trying to go back in like past matches and see like what could have been better. It's tough. Oh, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
That on like Impact or AEW, having like a death match between those two, or just like a no holds barred match where they can actually like just fucking go all out. That would be amazing. Not to say it's not doing well on NXT. It's a great storyline, but I think going that next step would just make it a whole lot better. Like have just the rubber match on like AEW. Just do that.
But also Kyle can't lose that much blood or else it's like problem.
Yeah.
He
like needs to be on a PG show. Oh, Karrion. I think Karrion would do a lot better on any other promotion.
Yeah, probably. He's supposed to be scary and he's not scary.
Yeah, he's not at all. And another promotion wouldn't have separated him and Scarlett. Alright, so let's go to another question. I can close out of that. Mylum on YouTube asked if you could make a foil to Nikki Ash in the same vein as comic booky, what kind of character would you create? It's right there, Alexa Bliss. She is already like the perfect foil. if they keep her heel, which she's not right now. But it would, if we're making a new character, it would have to be somebody that's like, don't believe in yourself, you know? Like, you're...
You mean Charlotte?
Honestly. Like, because Nikki's so humble, like, she's got the whole almost a superhero, it would need to be somebody with a very high ego. Very high ego. Just a bully. Charlotte Flair was like Alexa Bliss's character.
Yeah, maybe like somebody that's like still really good at what they do, because like I'm the absolute opposite of you and I'm still doing better than you are.
It would be a Roman Reigns character. It would basically be Roman Reigns, because he's got that high ego. Nikki Cross, where they fucked up the Nikki Ash storyline is they didn't give her the road to. I think I talked about this on the last Raw podcast, but you never got her struggle up to being a champion. You never got her her becoming the superhero to take the title. If you had that large and in charge champion for her to feud against, it would have been a lot better story.
Yeah.
All right. So next question. Miriam asks, on a lighter note, what's your favorite food to have at a barbecue? Burgers. Burgers and macaroni salad. That's my go-to.
God.
I love macaroni salad.
Vile.
So good.
Oh my God, the best barbecue I've ever had. Which, to be fair, this was very much a Long Island barbecue, and it was one of the only times I've ever been to Long Island. They cooked it was like hamburgers and hot dogs. Then they also had steak and lobster.
Oh.
I was like,
oh, that reminds me. One of my favorites is clams. Clams at a barbecue is so good.
The one thing that I remember my stepdad always made, whenever we would like have a cookout. By a cookout, I mean whenever he would open up the grill, because we didn't live in a place where people had cookouts. Was he used to do this thing, and I made it for you once. I've never had it anywhere else, which is weird because it's very basic. But he would get these like sausage patties, not like breakfast sausage, but like sweet Italian. He'd like marinate it in like some barbecue shit and grill them. And then you like smother them in barbecue sauce. I would eat so many of those. Like, I was not that big of a grilled food eater because I didn't like the char.
Oh, the char is so good.
I would wolf those down like nothing else.
And now I'm hungry. All right.
Have a barbecue?
We should.
Wish we had like the ability to.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, what we need to do is we need to get one of those grill plates that you can like put on top of like your burner, then grill your food.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to have barbecue chicken sometime soon.
Oh, okay. There's no more questions. I thought Milam had another one, but no. It's just a few comments. Thank you for your comments, Milam. Much appreciated. And thank you all for your questions. Miriam, Milam, anyone else who had a question but was too afraid to ask. You're all welcome. So, still no tiebreaker for the match of the night, so we'll leave it at a tie tonight. Liz, would you like to close out the show?
Yeehaw, cowpoke. If you tuned in tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And if you tuned in the future, thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you tuned in the future. Still appreciate it. I misspoke. Happy 1.5 months away from end of fall.
Happy Summer Slam.
The beginning of fall.
Happy Summer of Cena. That's the holiday we're celebrating right now.
Okay. Please tune in on Tuesday. That's when we'll be here next. For our NXT post show. Then tune in on Wednesday for our AEW post show, where I may not be here. I'm realizing.
Oh wait, let's find out what holiday today is. All right, so there's a bunch today. So July 30th is International Friendship Day, National Cheesecake Day, National Father-in-Law Day, National Whistleblower Day, National Talk in an Elevator Day. Let's cancel that. National System Administrator Appreciation Day. National Get Gnarly Day. World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. That's an international observance. Somers Day for Bermuda. Okay. Independence Day in Vanuatu. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Feast of the Throne in Morocco. And Martyrs Day in South Sudan. Yeah, a lot of holidays today.
Okay.
And tomorrow's National Mutt Day. So if you got a little mutt out there, a little mutt puppy, give him a little appreciation tomorrow.
From us.
Yeah, from us.
Your dog for us. Then pet them for you. Yeah. Because if you don't, you're kind of a horrible person. No offense. Actually, some offense. We'll be wishing a happy Mutt Day to our mutt.
Cat.
Peeta. Yep, she's a mutt.
All right. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Our YouTube is the Pinfall Podcast. You can check out all of our past episodes on there. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the live show, twitch.tv/the Pinfall Podcast. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. I am at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And thank you all so much for watching. We hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Hope you all enjoy Impact Homecoming. We won't be able to watch it, but we hope you all enjoy. And we'll see you on Tuesday.